Good day and welcome back, DoomTubers. Doomwaves back here. Another video. Today I have a package to show you. I've already opened it. It's not really a surprise. I received a package from my good friend and co-host of another gaming podcast. Sent me a package, and one of the games, it was two games. One of them I sent him some cash so he could go to his local GameStop and buy for me, since it's a game that I've been looking for a while, and he said that his GameStop had it for pretty cheap, so I said, hey. So he went and picked it up for me, and also he sent me a surprise game, and it's one that he actually recommended to me, so I'm very glad to have it, and can't wait to get going with these both. I've already tested out the one that I purchased because I was pretty excited to get it. But first off, he sent me a note, and the note says, "Chance, this is a package with games. Bye-bye, Steven." He wrote something else in there too, but I'm not going to repeat it because it's blasphemy. Sorry, it is. But he did send me a couple of games, and the first one is the one I actually knew that I was getting, and I'm very excited to have this. I've already played it quite a bit this evening because it's so awesome. It is Raiden Fighters Aces, or Raiden Fighters Aces, however you want to say it. And it's a pretty awesome game. It's a collection. It's got 3 Fighters Aces games: Fighters Aces 2, and Raiden Fighters Jet. I guess just Fighters 2. Raiden Fighters 2, and Raiden Fighters Jet. So, yeah, it's a collection of 3 games. It's lots of fun. It's lots of awesome shoot-'em-up goodness. So be sure to check this out. It's a pretty reasonably priced game. I think new it was only like $20 or $25, and then I think you picked this up for 10 at GameStop. So check it out. Definitely, it's a fantastic game. Looks great, and it's an awesome shoot-'em-up. And you can't really go wrong with shoot-'em-ups, especially on the newer gen consoles, because it just looks so great. And then this game he sent me. He recommended it to me a while back and said that I should pick it up, and well, he just went ahead and sent it to me. It is Prey for the Xbox 360. He said this game is right up my alley, and I'm looking forward to playing it. And right away I look at the front cover and I see 3D Realms on there, and that just makes me happy, because they're the ones who did the original Duke Nukem 3D on the PC that I loved. So yeah, definitely very excited to have both of these games, and I appreciate the package very, very much, Steven. Thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed your package that I sent you with your contest winnings and some other stuff. So I know you already did talked about it in your pickups video, so I will leave a link in the description to Steven TheLaggyGamer's video, or to his page anyway, and you can go check out his latest pickups video and kind of see the stuff that I sent to him. That's about it. I don't have any other pickups to show, really. But I did kind of want to make this kind of a dual-purpose video because I didn't really want to record another one right away. But I was going over some of my videos, and I've been talking to Dustin and Steven a little bit about my backlog. And I did the backlog video with games I wanted to finish this year, and I'm looking at it, and it's completely unrealistic. And I knew that, kind of, but I looked at it today and I wrote down all of the games that were on the backlog list, and it's just kind of stupid. So I'm going to take a new direction with my backlog. I have 25 games listed on my backlog here, and only one of which I've actually completed. That's not to say that I haven't completed other games since then, but only one that's actually on the list, and that's Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. I was on my backlog and I did finish that one, so that's cool. Instead of doing an entire year where I have too much opportunity to put off these games by playing other games that I pick up, or just other games that in my collection that I just want to throw in and play and end up getting hooked on, instead of doing that a year-long one, I've kind of decided that maybe a quarterly backlog would be better. I know a lot of people do like winter and summer backlogs, and that's kind of what this will be like too, but I'm not going to call it that really. I think it's more realistic for me to set aside some time to make a short list of games that I'd like to finish in a 3-month span. So from January to the end of March would be the first quarter, and I've finished about 14 games, I think, something like that. Some fairly short ones in there. So I haven't done videos on all of the games, but several of them I have. But I thought that would be kind of cool, or a better plan than making a year backlog video. Just do like a quarterly backlog video. So by the end of March, I've already finished about 14 games, and I have a couple others that I'm playing right now that I would like to just go ahead and set a goal aside and say, I want to finish these by the end of March. And who knows if it'll actually happen? I don't know. It's just, the two games that I'm kind of focused on right now, and I would really like to put a good dent in these. And that is Nier for the Xbox 360. I started this game a while back, and it's a really awesome game, graphically amazing, music is incredible. The story is kind of confusing, but I think it's going to get a little bit better as I progress. And I've actually heard too, it doesn't actually make sense until you beat the game, and then you have to beat it again. So you beat it twice or something like that. But when you restart it the second time, it takes you to about halfway through. So really, you only beat it like 1.5 times, and then you beat it again. And it, like, every time you beat it, like, more of the story is revealed. So it's a pretty involved game. So I'm going to try and put some time into it. I actually don't know if I can finish it by the end of the month, because it is such an undertaking of a game, and I don't know how much time I'll actually get to put into it. And see, a lot of times when I get like that, where I don't have a lot of time to sit down and play some of these RPGs, that's when I play other games that take less focus, they're maybe slightly less story driven, and shorter games that I could play and beat fast. But the other game I wanted to play is the City of Final Fantasy. I'd like to put a good amount of time into this when I finish this one also. I really don't know how long of a game this is, and I've already put a little bit of time into it. I'm having some fun with it, and yeah, it's a game that I'd like to finish. I've got one other laying here that I'm thinking about putting back in even this evening, because I kind of want to play it. But this one is I didn't put this on my backlog, and Dissidia wasn't on my backlog either, just because I just got it not that long ago. But Nier was on the backlog, so we're gonna throw out the old backlog list and just kind of start over. So the other game is Tactics Ogre. Let Us Claim Together. I like to put this in there, but I mentioned in my backlog video that I want to play this, but I don't know. I can't say when and if I'll finish this, just because it's a longer game, strategy RPGs. But we talked about strategy RPGs again last night on the podcast, to which I'll leave a link in the description. We had the fine gentleman Grub Gun on the podcast. It was great fun. And be sure to leave a link to our page. Be sure to go subscribe to it, and yeah, check out the podcast. It's great fun. But anyhow, we talked about strategy RPGs, and I kind of wanted to play, so I've been thinking about it all day. I want to play Tactics Ogre again. So I will probably be putting that back in too. Just kind of a casual game to play a little bit, but that's about it. And coming up at the end of March, I'll probably do a quarterly, end of quarter backlog update, and kind of talk about the games that I beat in the last 3 months. So I think that sounds like the best plan for me. A little less daunting than a year's worth of games that I have no idea whether I'll actually play and beat. Some of these I have on a list I'm not even sure I want to play, anytime soon. Like the Ultima games for the NES, I'm kind of like, oh man. Dragon Warrior 2 and 3, I do need to get back to those. But I might not play the NES versions right now. I might just play the Game Boy Color versions, because they're a little bit easier. So I might just kind of focus on those. And I've got tons of games on here. So, and not all of them are long games either. I've got Halo 3 and 4 on here that I need to play and finish. Um, Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. I know that's not a very long game. I don't know how long Secret of Mana or Super Metroid are, but I can imagine that I could probably knock those out in less than 10 hours each. But I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. And yeah, that's about all I can give an estimate on, because the rest of them are pretty long. I could probably get Dragon Quest IX finished up in not too long, because I've actually put a lot of time into that one already. So it's just a matter of putting it back in and finishing it. So that's about it. That was the package from Steven TheLaggyGamer, and kind of a backlog update, kind of my new direction. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, Dude Waves out.